Yo, what up? Is this thing on? Hello, hello. I think everything is running. Give people a couple minutes to show up. Just messing around with some router settings. Oh, I should probably get my headphones. 1 second. How is everyone doing? Hello, kitty cat. Let's see. Get some music going. So I have some fun news. I mean, it's been a couple weeks since I messed around with this thing, this Epiphan video, but I figured out what the issue was, and I have it running now. It is powered on, and I've got it powered on via PoE, so that's kind of cool. So now we can start poking around at some of the interfaces that it's got running over the network, and maybe see if any of this stuff is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. Sorry if I sound a little stuffy. I'm getting over a cold. So let's see. Right, that is not going over the right device. There we go. Alright, I hope you guys can hear that. If it's not loud enough, let me know. If it's too loud, let me know. Hey, Caesar Star. I'm doing pretty good. I don't know what the issue was with that boot loop, why it wasn't actually booting. I think it just wasn't getting enough power, honestly. Because the PoE that I was using was 24 volts, and that's why it didn't work at all. But I pulled out a different adapter, my 48 volt PoE adapter, and it appreciates that one, and it turns right on. So I think it was just not getting enough juice or something. So, I was messing around with the router that I've got set up. I'm going to get a separate DHCP network going for these ports, for a couple different ports, and then have those routed differently as well. But I have no idea what I'm doing in here, so I didn't get that working. But that's okay. Wait, see, it's not really pulling an address yet. Let me set this up. Plug it into a different port. How do I do it? I have ports 6 through 10 set up as they're on their own bridge. I can do different things to them, but I don't have a DHCP server set up on that bridge, so I don't think it's working properly, but... Oh my gosh, Cat, what are you doing? She's freaking knocking over monitors and shit. Stop. I know you want attention. Good God. Chaos Cat. Okay, so it has a lease now. We can see we had a lease of 192.168.1.253. I'm just gonna copy that. See if we can ping it. And now someone looks like it's responding, so let's do an in-map scan. And we're just gonna scan all the ports. Okay. Not what I expected. Because last time I was messing around with this, we were digging through like the firmware and the startup scripts, which is this one. We're looking at it started up some SSH stuff and a couple other like web server thingies. So I guess that makes sense. Here's our SSH service. Make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, so here's our SSH service. We've got a HTTP web server going, RTSP for streaming, and then HTTP alt. I'm not sure what is on that, but we can poke our browser at it, or point our browser at it and see what it does. Let's see. Oh, this is one API URLs that I tried to get to. Okay. Yeah, asking for a sign-in if we go to just the HTTP, like port 80, for about 8,000. That redirects to epifan.com, so that's fun. Oh my gosh. And the cats want everything to do with, hold on, in this room as soon as I click this room button. Is that just doing a redirect to epifan.com? Yeah, it does a 301 and redirects us to epifan.com. Okay. I guess that's to be like a support URL or something. I don't know. That one's asking for basic authentication. I wonder if we can find the file that's related to basic auth. It should be under our etc, one of our HTTP server folders. I don't know what server it's running. I think it was Apache. Service HTTPD. Is this it? Oops. Oh, see, these are big DB things. They were poking at that config DB binary that they had. It was embedded into the firmware. There's a config somewhere. There's actual passwords in it. Hello, okay, Sila. How are you doing? If I remember correctly, where was that at? Config DB strings. No. Is this one? Yeah. If we look for the HTTP, maybe that's in here. HTTPD ACC viewer auth. No. I have a feeling since this device, I got this third party, so it's probably not like set, or it's probably not recent. Is what I mean. Probably running some settings that the previous owner had. So maybe the web password is not the default. So even if we did find it in here, I'm not sure that would be useful for us. What's that? Streams. And there's this web UI service too, or that's the web UI folder. And here's one for the screen. Oh, that's fun, yeah. I think frame buffer, Linux frame buffer stuff. Altura, that's kind of that web service. Remote management. So here's our Apache config, I think. Under the service folder, httpd Apache. What keys was it looking for? Oh, there they are. HTTP ACC admin password. That's just what it's actually calling from, or trying to query from config.db. What was it that we did last time to use QEMU, right? No. QEMU ARM64 L, and then we tried to run, has it been? Nope, nope, nope. Can't remember where config.db was. Let's find that. User sbin. Okay. Classic. I think this is what I used. Path, yeah, for the LD prefix. Okay, then you just give the binary. Okay, so that is that. Let's see, did I write that down? The path for DB? No, I don't think I did. Let's check config.db. I think it was in the strings of the config.db. There's a path. Var lock, config.db lock. Hey, Noldy Yeah, it's still the same Epiphan, except we've actually got it powered this time, powered properly. I pulled out my 48 volt PoE adapter and it enjoys that one much more than the 24 volt. Yeah, so I ran in-map against it earlier, just a second ago. I should probably copy this out just so I don't have to run it again. And it's got a couple basic ports open. I haven't messed with the SSH yet. I was kind of just looking at the basic auth behind the HTTP server. Oh, I do have that. Okay. I guess I wrote that down as soon as I got it powered. I think I did a in-map. See what SSH says. Nice. Okay. Remote protocol version 2.0, OpenSSH 8.2. So it looks like it only wants a public key. If I remember correctly, it wasn't actually setting any public keys. It has the option to set a public key if I have one like on in the root folder. Or are you thinking like try with root something else? Oh yeah, I did RFF up. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's all gonna be that. We can look at the config for SSH. It should be under here. FFS service might be under that one. Yeah, SSHD startup. There's a run. And this is the startup script for SSHD. It generates the RSA host key, or has some functions to do that. Let's see. Eval config.db print u SSH. Root etc SSH public key. Ah. Let's see what's under there. We have the host keys. Is it actually putting that as the root key though? Okay, etc scripts, authorized keys, SSH. I don't know what these are about. Epifan key server. Yeah, this looks like for maybe their remote host authorization or something. Maybe. keys.epifan.com/pubkeys. The classic magic flag. Username, fingerprint, key. So these are all values that are passed to a script. What does this actually get called? This in a authorized key though, SH. Like that gets called by the vton script. And then let's see, our SSHD. That's what you were saying just a second ago. Authorized keys command. This right here. That was authorized keys command. So I guess if you have an authorized key, it goes and it runs this shell script with these values. And user. If you have an authorized key, you can just run it straight up, I guess. Yeah, so you're saying ADM is the user, but I think if I have the authorized key, I can run a command, like a remote command against it. Or at least this. It'll run this script with these values. Huh. Okay, let's why? No. Let's find, replace. These are the custom settings, or at least the non-default. Environment variables. Okay. Password authentications, no. Permanent empty passwords, no. Protocol 2. Okay. And vendor keys. ETC SSH private keys. That's not really a folder, so let's do want to check. Or if I could just use this SSH host RSA key. Probably not. Maybe. Hold on. That's just the host key. Did they copy that host key to root or anything? No, I don't think so. And there's nothing under this authorized keys file either, because that gets appended to authorized keys. I don't think there's like a default SSH key associated with this. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's like you said, they're pretty smart with it. It seems it's not that obvious. I think they're probably doing something like this where they like call this authorized key shell script and hit it with these values, and that goes and sticks it. I don't know. Lots of scripts. Oh, you're saying it pulls them from that keys.epifan? Yeah, that would make sense too. That'd probably be the most secure way to do it. You could probably pull those and try that, but that's touching other people's servers, and I don't really want to do that. Yeah. I mean, this is the ideal way to do it. And what else gets ran? Because it goes and it runs these service files, right? These things under here. I wonder what this dev QA access stuff is about. Oh yeah, they're using 8.2, I think is what I queried with the verbose. Let's see. Remote protocol version, they're using OpenSSH 8.2. So yeah, it could be using an old version with maybe some vulnerability or something. Let's dig at some other stuff. This, I think the VTON was kind of interesting. I want to see if maybe we can find the basic auth username for HTTPD, because then we can maybe get into that. Start poking at that some. Just poke around on the menu on this thing, right? What's it got? Nothing. No inputs, IP address. System settings. Oh, connectivity status. Oh, I did want to try the UART now that it's actually turning on properly. Do not remember which of these is which, though. Because I think before it wasn't configuring those GPIO pins properly because it wasn't turning on all the way. And so we weren't getting anything interesting from the UART. Let's just rip up some more DuPont cables. I think, you know, let's just test it with the multimeter. Brown? Brown is supposed to be ground. Let's see. No. None of them? Okay. Oh, I feel like one of us should be ground, right? Oh. I guess I don't really have like a good test point for ground. Maybe on the outside of one of these should be good. Let's test these all again. Okay, so that's ground. Yeah, I guess it just wasn't working on those. So the red is a ground. Hold on. White is a ground. Red, white, and brown are all grounds. This one isn't, this black one. Weird. And it's not enough pins for UART. It's enough for like UART receive. Or UART transmit. Not both. So I don't think that's actually going to be a UART. If anything. Yeah. I mean, you could try it anyway. Oops. Green. Just ground. That's a pretty good assumption. Generate the key based off the serial number. Yeah, it's in beat mode. It's a highly technical term, beat mode. Yeah, so this is all for just setting up the server, I believe. And then the juicy part for copying keys, I think, is over here. For authorized keys. Password temp. PC password. No one in here for SSH? No. This is config db get system password. So where system password. So let's try this. That is. Wait, that just spits it into etc pass. But yeah, password authentication is disabled, so that wouldn't work anyway. Even if you had this root password, yeah, so what's it doing with this serial number? It's posting it to their key server, and then it returns a CA file, I guess. CA cert, no. This is just posting all of this data. Doesn't look like it's pulling anything? Is it? No. It uses OpenSSL to verify the CA file against, I guess, the post return. Because it's piping the return from this post. And he uses this PIM. Yeah. Unless I want to actually start poking at that web server and seeing what it does. I could man in the middle it maybe. But like you said, it's HTTPS, so that would be trickier. I mean, we do have the we do have a cert file, so I don't know if we've got the key for it. I mean, that is the PIM, right? I don't know, certs make me feel dumb. They confuse me. So, and I don't think I want to poke around on their web server too much. Let's see. Hello, keyboard. Just to make sure. See. M4. Oh, what is that? Airbot CMD8 reason steps only. That's not this, is it? No. Okay, yeah, that's something completely different. It's the jumperless direct rebel. This first one, ECM1. No. I guess I don't have the setting configured for it, right? It's supposed to be passing through the UART pins. Yeah, serial 1 is passed through. Huh. I have a whole box full of things that I don't that I haven't really dug into yet, and so I just pull one out of it. Oh, it was ACM4. No, I guess it's not doing the pass through. That's okay. I don't think that's actually UART anyway. I've only got 2 out of 3 pins required for UART anyway. It's more likely that this Cortex debug header does stuff, but So I guess the question is, no, I haven't poked at the HTTP server too much. I was looking earlier. I was looking for the basic auth, trying to figure that out. But I'm not sure if it. Not sure where it's actually setting that up at. I believe it's Apache, but there's a handful of HTTPD things in here. And it looks like it pulls it from, where's that, hooks, this right here. Looks like it pulls the admin password from that, config.db, or through that config.db tool. But the files that we dumped, don't actually have a password for that yet. I could just be missing it though. So I think digging for that could be fun. Let's do in folder auth. LDAP stuff, blah blah blah. Authorize keys. Oh, this was that an interesting one. Alright, let's try admin. Hey, it could work. Who knows? Oop. Is it not gonna load now? Alright, let's see. Oh, does it not have a lease anymore? What's going on? Hello? IP address not connected. Alright, well, while it's trying to reconnect. What is this? SH keys. Fingerprint memory 5. Note 2. Well, at least that was the idea, and it works on Ubuntu. That's fun. I like seeing comments like that. Why is this thing not pulling an IP address? What's wrong with you? Where was I? Interface. Oh, not firewall. Ports. Bork my router setup or something. Alright, here, let me just restart it. Surely when it comes back up, it'll grab a new lease. It's thinking about it. There we go. Okay, now it says it's got one. Alright. Try this again. Not HTTPS. I hate that shit. I hate how it always tries to take you to the HTTPS one, even though you strictly... Okay, ADM, ADM... Nope. ADM... Password? Nope. What about the serial number? Is there a serial number in here? System... Serial number is 900961. Nope. Yeah, it's no likey. Does not like it. This is trying to hit that admin page, right? If I hit cancel, it goes to this admin one. So if I go look in the web UI, right? WUI, www root, admin. Here's our htaccess file. Passwords.cgi, I guess that's for setting passwords. There's so many CGI scripts in here, it's crazy. You think that'll work? Let's try it. Worth a shot. 1 equals 1, let's try it. 1 equals 1. Nope. What if we do directory traversal? No, it's gonna ask for the password anyway. All that passed. Yeah, no SQL there. Let's see. G. Let's see, how do you set up basic auth? Apache. htpass wd file, right? Okay, so let's see if we can find that. So prepare a new ht-passwd file. Do not delete the current one. So /conf ht-passwd. Oh, lyrics. Later runs ht-passwd. Gets that from. Conf, huh? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything specifically. Where's this conf folder? ETP root. What's it saying that as? Document root. Oh, so is that under the web UI comp? Is there a comp folder in here? Nope. Oh, look at all these sed replacements. What a mess. Catch them in real time? No, because I don't have access to the device yet. This is all pulled from the firmware download. I think NoldDref, last time we were messing with this, you found the keys were located under the CF folder, right? This config folder. These all basically get loaded into config.db. And that's, that ends up being all of this stuff. So these are all the static environment variables, so to say. So anything that it's looking for that it's going to have from the factory, or from the firmware at least, is all going to be this kind of stuff. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be the money. This is the juice. SVC dir Apache / Apache conf HTTP. Oh, is that it? / Apache? No. I didn't see a / Apache. This service? No. Okay, we search for an Apache folder. Oop. Oh, I don't want a new folder. And a folder. It's all just going to be a bunch of crap to dig through. Let's see. duh. Okay, there it is. I've been looking at it the whole time. I think that is probably possible, because I don't think it's doing any encryption or encoding to this firmware. It's just straight up compressed archive. So I'm not sure the full extent of any like validation checks that it's doing, but it didn't seem like it was doing any. Like, for instance, this is everything that's in it. There is an MD5 sum, so that might throw some oopsies or something. So I guess what I'd have to do is probably add a shell in there and then update this MD5 sum to have the new correct MD5 value for what is it, the boot.bin? No, not that one. Oh, it's the rootfs, sorry. Yeah, this squash file system. And I'm not sure the specifics of adding files to a squash file system, but I feel like that wouldn't be too difficult if it's possible. You add, like you're saying, put a shell, or modify these files and put a backdoor in it, and then upload that to the thing and have it update. Let's see. Would be the easiest way to do that. I think maybe putting our own authorized keys, right? So we can, or changing that SSH file so that it's password allowed. Yeah, I would think so too, but I don't really see any evidence of that other than this MD5 sum. So like if we change the root file system, the squashfs, we added a backdoor into it, obviously the MD5 is going to change, but we can just do another MD5 sum, stick it in this file, and then zip everything back up and stick it on the device as a firmware update. I think this right here, the up-to-date pre and post, I think this is probably the juicy part, because let's see the up-to-date. I think because what that's going to do is run some code, some commands or whatever, after it installs the firmware, and before it installs the firmware. I think you can choose based on the pre or post. And these up-to-date, unlocked up-to-date firmware update. Here we go. This one right here, firmware update utility for the epifan. So you do up-to-date in the firmware file. And here's what it says that it does. No, nice, have some good documentation. So remount /boot partition to read-write mode, unpack firmware into the working directory, check the MD5 sum for every file, ensure that firmware platform and hardware platform from EPC version are compatible, execute up-to-date.pre from the new firmware, move all files from the working directory. See, this is what I'm thinking, up-to-date.pre from the new firmware. So if we put our backdoor in here, and then we run this firmware update, that should run our command, and that's where we can put like a reverse shell or something like that. I think that would be worth a shot, because then you don't have to mess with like the MD5 sum or anything like that. You can just do a firmware update. There's also this up-to-date.post that you can do. Let's see what that actually does. So yeah, I agree. I think that would probably be the easiest entry point, is to just do that and then do a firmware update. On up-to-date plugins, working directory. Yeah, I just don't know what it's expecting to see in this .pre and .post file or whatever. I'd imagine it's just straight up bash commands, right? You think the post is probably better? Yeah, most likely. We can try that. Let's see, we're on firmware. The thing is, I hate updating firmware, because if you update firmware, you get rid of vulnerabilities, right? And so if there's a vulnerability in this old version, but there's no vulnerability in the new one, well, you've just screwed yourself. So let's see if we can get, I disconnect that really quick. Get my WAN connected. Let's see if they have the firmware, because we're on firmware 14 or 4.14.1e. Oh yeah, if you require previous versions. How about I do this? Aw, rip. Yeah, the problem is I don't have the same version of the firmware. I have the newest one. I have this one. That's the one that we extracted. I could reach out to support at epifan.com and ask them for a previous version. If we had shell access to it now, we could probably dump the firmware. I do think that that's probably a surefire way to get shell access to it, though, is probably, you know, put our command in these up-to-date post or pre files and then have it run that during a firmware update. I think that's almost a surefire way to get a shell. It just runs the risk of us updating it to a new version and then not having access to some of the other security holes or something that they may have patched in X number of versions. Because like I said, this one's 4.14 and then they've got version 4.24. So a couple versions ahead. Let's see. Online. Let's see what their firmware API is. I wonder if we can just do this. Yeah. I mean, we can keep that in the back of our mind, and if we want, we can update it later. If we get bored, we can update it and try that. But I think it's a good idea to not update it right away. Kind of play around with it for a bit and then update it. Let's see if it'll pull another IP address. I want to see if I might take these API endpoints and put them into a big list and then run a fuzzer against it and see if any of them are unauthenticated. Because that might be some fun stuff, is if we can find some of these that are unauthenticated, and then that way we don't have to have the HTTP basic auth to start poking around at them. Then we can look at the actual CGI files behind the scenes and find some vulnerabilities in those, and maybe have like an unauthenticated bypass or something. Okay, so we've got our... Okay, so it's asking for that again. What is it, system firmware? Not found. So maybe that's a version difference too. This is interesting. Server certificate and server.key. Rescue SSL.com. That basic auth has to be in here somewhere. Yeah, this HC access has a lot of rewrite rules in it. That's why I feel like it'd probably be ideal if we take like all the CGI, all the API endpoints, and then run them through a fuzzer and look for anything that's not authenticated. Yeah, those variables are actually up here in this config folder. Where is it? Under etc config. All these .cf files. You see port 80 and sport, all that other stuff. What is a viewer auth and viewer number? Yeah, GoBuster. Yeah, exactly. I wonder if I have Dirbuster or GoBuster on here. Yeah, let's see. No busters on the package. Repo, right? Yeah, there it is. Directory file enumeration mode. So what I can do is pull out all the files under here, the web UI, www root. Damn, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, schemas. This might be what I need. Like AFU, and then some regex paths AFU. Where's this one? System firmware, right? / system firmware. Test API. Yeah, I was looking. I saw that under this this build config, where it looks like it makes a new HT passwd file right here, and it's supposed to be under this config folder. this one, this com folder, htpasswd new, right? Yeah, it does have a network connectivity test, which, depending on what that does, this connectivity status goes and runs a couple different things. Let's see what that does. Support server, .resolve host, support.md.epifan.cloud, public IP. Oh, it's got a captive portal? That's interesting. Captive.epifan.com. Yeah, well, that's the question, is what would it reset it to, though? Like, if I do a factory reset, what's it resetting the basic auth password to? Because I'm not against doing a factory reset in the device, although it would be fun to see if there's any, like, leftovers, any crumbs from the previous owner. Like, if we got shell access, we could dig through it, instead of doing a factory reset. But that's not completely necessary. I don't need to see crumbs of the previous owner. But I was hoping to find in either this build config or the htpasswd file that this thing produces a default basic auth password, because then if I did do the factory reset, it would set it to that, right? Oh, it resets to nothing? Oh. Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay. Well, here, let's try that then. Let's see, settings, factory reset. Yeah, let's do it. Factory reset, it's rebooting. At least it'll still be on the same firmware at that point. Yeah, I imagine the previous owner set it up with a password, and that's why we can't find it. Where's the actual code for that, though? So that would be under this htpasswd, where it's making the new one. This right here. Prepare a new htpasswd file. Do not delete the current one. pwd is htpd. This. Right? No. Doesn't have admin in there. Ah, maybe that's getting added somewhere else. Let's see if there's CF files elsewhere. Nope, they're just there under etc config. Let's see, where was it? So it runs config-db get httpd acc. Let's see if this actually does anything. Maybe it is actually hard coded into. No. Yeah, I think because it doesn't have these .cf files to work with. Load files. Load build config file from several fragments. Let's try load etc. Okay, just do that. And then what about if I do that? No. Oh, okay. So this is the AC. So it loads from these files, so like factory. Factory.cf. I guess is how it's doing that. But it's not going to retain it because obviously we're just emulating it with QEMU. Alright, well our thing is reset. Let's go ahead and reconnect it to the network. And see if we can give ourselves an admin password to the web interface. It's thinking about it. Oh, that's our sys in it. This one. Curious. Okay, cool. I have another address for IP. Oh, really? Still basic auth? Oh, here we go. Just admin, no password. Wow, yay! Cool. So what the hell is going on in here? Alright, so firmware upgrade, right? Let's see if we dump our firmware. And now it's a box. Yeah, now what the hell do we do? SD card, external USB, FTP server. Ooh, here we go. Is it 24 is FTP? Or is it 25? I can't remember. Do them all. It's not running. That's okay. I'll turn it on at some point. Ooh, internal storage? Oh. Oh, that's right. You could put an NVMe drive on this sucker. Maintenance. Notes 4, Epiphan Cloud. configuration preset. Yeah, one's a SFTP and the other is FTP. Yeah, it's one of those 20s. External keyboard. Oh, that's right. You can plug a keyboard into it and a screen into it and get, I think, the same interface. Security, administrator, operator. Warning, not yet begun. Built-in CA certificates. Okay. Date and time. I wonder if there's any command injection possibilities within these pages. Dynamic DNS. Kind of just digging around, seeing what's in here. Server name. Okay. Automatic file upload. Oh, that's cool. USB audio. Nice. This thing's pretty cool. Okay, so I think, let's do, can we do system firmware? No, I don't think that's actually a, oop. Gotta figure out this API, right? Okay, let's say we enabled the FTP server. Let's reboot it and see if that turns itself on. I don't know how I don't think we can reboot it from here, can we? Reboot now. I wonder if it was admin and no password the whole time. And I didn't actually need to factory reset it. It may have already been admin and no password. I can't tell it. I can't remember if I actually tried that or not. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Okay, let's refresh this. We still get access to it. We're probably gonna wait for it to get another IP. Yeah, it's still thinking. Okay. Okay, it's back up. Let's rescan it. See if we got an FTP server. No, we don't. What does that mean? Was there even like an FTP service? RM updater. That sounds like firmware updater. Automatic firmware update service. Ew. Guzzle. I don't see an FTP service. At least not under their service folder. Maybe that's something else. Let's see. I'd expect to see like FTPD or something, right? No binary for the FTP user. AFU FTP. What's that? Is that our FTP service? AFU SFTP? Hmm. It's just all the Qt stuff, libraries, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't think there is, at least not immediately obvious, there's an FTP service. Or at least one running. So, but maybe it's called something different like that. What was it, AFU or something? This, AFU? What is this, AFU? Is this the PHP? Oh, here we go, AFU protocol. Huh? What the hell is going on? AFU is enabled. Auxiliary freak unit. Okay. I think this might be what starts up the SFTP service. Let's see, what is this? Is that like a PHP thingamabobber? Huh. That's very confusing. I wonder if it's part of like this, this port 8000. What is that? Oh, that's right. That's the redirect. That's the redirect to the Epiphan website. And if this is just RTSP and that's just HTTP, then I don't know what the hell it's talking about. SFTP or FTP enabled? Who would do that? Who would just, well, go to their config page and tell lies? It shouldn't be blocked by the router. I don't really have any filtering being done on the router. In fact, it's so bad that I disconnect the WAN from this router whenever I I have this device hooked up. So I'm not really doing any filtering at all. Like right now, we're not even connected to the internet. Burp. Ooh, additional operator privileges. Channel configuration? What is this? This operator's different than admin, right? We could upload files and maybe upload a shell that way. Let me figure out, let's see. I really want to dump the firmware. That's what I want to do. And then firmware CFG. Are there any others in here that we just don't see? Let's see, firmware. Oh. This web server is a mess. Cat. That's interesting. I just type in cat and it gives me this. Age equals cat, blah 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 blah. Here, can we do a path traversal here? Access denied to, let's see, what was the name? Oh. Even a file on this damn thing? Page not found. Alright, whatever. What are these? These, cat pages. Oh, is that in here too? See. Nope. Okay. What? Fake username, password, ABCD, blah 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 blah. Is that how it's logging out? Is it just doing a get with the wrong username? That's interesting. Oh, we need the htaccess file. That's it. Okay. Because this is going to rewrite all of our URLs. So if you want to see which ones go to what, it should be in here. Yeah, so like if we do admin/channel/ some page, it does this. That's why it gave us that cat admin.cgi. So this is the actual CGI script. Oh, this is gonna take a lot of reading. This thing is all CGI scripts. That's crazy. SSHQs.cgi. How do you get to that one? Move to AFU subsystem. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the flow of this web server is. Oh, you're thinking want to replace cat right here with leap. I don't think these are actually commands. I think it's just that redirect. I mean, you might be able to do command injection here, but I think what this is doing is it's these rewrite rules under this htaccess. Let's see, cat. You'd see right here. So if you go to /channel and then number, it'll result in this. So let's try admin channel. Oops. Oh, is it just 0 through 9? Oh, that's why. No? Little regex. Huh. Yeah, I think if you studied these rewrite rules enough, you could probably get it to do some funny stuff for you. Script UI has its own router, React application network configuration routes. Oh, here we go. Oh, no, wait, that's network CFG. Mobile interface? Okay. How to redirect to iPhone-friendly console. Registering old admin true. Huh. All about disabling the all admin UI on live script. Any request with old admin true query string set a cookie which enables old UI for 15 minutes. When the cookie expires, old UI becomes unavailable again. What is that? Okay. Let's set a cookie. Storage, where are we? Cookies. Nope. Huh. I don't know when it's smoking, but let's look at these network calls. What is all this shit doing? Doesn't get status, and then passes it a value. I guess it's like a timestamp or something. Publishers, yes. Encoders, yes. API channels. So there is an API. Don't lie to me. Yeah, there is an API. API/channels. So all this other shit that's in API. There's a web UI API. I have channels? Where is that? Or I guess that'd be under HT access, right? API schemas? Not found. Oh, that gives you a 404. Alright, will this give me the API? No. Okay. And we have the schemas right here, I guess. System firmware. Let's see if we can do, so API system firmware version. Let's try that. API slash system slash firmware. Firmware version. Okay, so that worked. So can we dump firmware? See if we can do that. Product ID, product name. No, I don't think we can. API for file system. We can reboot it, we can shut it down, factory reset. Not found. System status, system services. Okay, no likey that. Old app settings. App off. Access. Set new passwords. What about this? I wonder if these are, they should be authenticated, right? I can't get to these anyway. Oh, REST API. Oh, are these proxied through Epiphan? REST API channels. Huh. So you can pull all the images. Status okay, result nothing. And I guess if we had images, then it would show us stuff. Yeah, so it seems like the ones that are prefixed with REST API, those are either not running or they're proxied through Epiphan's service or something. There's a list of AFU IDs. What the heck is an AFU? Let's try /AFU. Okay. Alt ID 0. AFU status. Let's specify AFU status. Okay, so we do AFU 0 status. No. I don't know what an AFU is. Oh, automatic file upload. Now I know what an AFU is. That was easy. Okay. I guess these are configurations to like automatically push the files, like MP4 files or whatever, to some web server or whatever. See, like this is a WebDAV protocol, or pushes the file over WebDAV. Number of files to upload. Where do number of files come from? Yeah, that's interesting. Channel publishers. Yeah, I think it would be wise to pull out all of these paths and maybe see which of them you can get to, if any of them are unauthenticated, and then kind of poke around at the CGI scripts behind those. If you're looking for like an exploit or something to get shell access, that might be a good way to do it. It'd be cool if I could dump the firmware. System firmware, PHP. Is that this one? Hold on. I think firmware upgrade, that's going to pull that system firmware.php, right? No, firmware CFG. This executes up to date, so that's the firmware update tool. What was that? Schemas, no. What's it called? Firmware CFG? Oh, it's not even in here because it's being generated. Let's see. Firmware. Or not generated, but rewritten. I'm hoping that I can dump it from the software, like through this interface. Might have to, like, I don't know, because it doesn't give you an option to dump the firmware. It's only upgrade. No dump, only upgrade. Which I guess would make sense if the thing doesn't have the original firmware file. It'd be cool if I could get a SSH access to it. Yeah, all these exec.ex lines. Where did that go? Start closing some of these because I'm getting lost in the sauce. Yeah, these exec.ex. Yeah, apparently these are probably vulnerable to command injection. So I don't know where these CJI files are being called from though. Like under what conditions they get ran. So I'd have to figure that out. And then if I could figure that out, then you can, you know, stick your own commands in here. That one config. Where's the htaccess file again? Rewrite roles. Oh, rewrite roles. So cat01 config, right? Where are these? These .wcs files. What the heck is all this? I'm an external index. What the heck is this? Oh, interesting. So if we do, let's just check, because I think this is path traversal right here. We do, that's looking for age equals cat dot 01 config cat PG or PHP, was it? Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy? Imagine if it just gave me an X term. It just had a terminal through the browser. Let's try. Because this is page not found. And it's trying to take me to... Let's just do that. Does that do anything? No? Oops. It has to base it in. webadmin.cgi. That's this one in here, right? No, wait. Yeah, this one. What is all of this nonsense? Have bar category. I just don't understand the logic of what they're trying to do. Catting a file? Wait. Cat. I guess it's category. Category file. Alright, let's, I guess, read their documentation. Config page consists of 3 zones: top banner, navigation bar on the left in the form. Top bar is static. Nav bar is a symbol of components. Components are grouped in categories. Category directories are named cat, order, and name. Cat 00bj record, cat 00 date. Can be subcategories stored inside category directories. All this crap up here. This is like it's dynamically assembling the HTML for our browser. Like if we go to like firmware CFG or something, then under like config, and then there's a firmware one in here or something. Yeah, firmware cfg.php. Or 13 is what you're saying. Oh, gotcha. Allowed prefix. It's using real path. Okay. Includes configuration page passed as parameters to webadmin.cgi. Only files from cat directory are allowed. Only files with PHP extension are allowed. Oh. So they say. This is a big honking file. Yeah, they've got a lot of code in here for this web server. A surprising amount of it. File list. Oh, this is all under here, right? So if I was to look at the files or something. I didn't hear it earlier, right? My SD card or something. For storage? Where is it? Ooh, serial port. Oh? Eh? You're telling me there's a serial port? But where? Where is my extendo cable? I think I'm gonna take a break real quick. I'll get some more drink. And we'll be back in a moment. Do I have this thing? Does my code even work for this thing anymore? No, I guess I'd have to have it connected to the internet to determine that. Yeah, I don't even think it works. Okay, anyway, be right back. Be back in just a couple minutes. Okie dokie. I wonder what this is all about. Serial port setup. I wonder if there is a, maybe not on these pins, but somewhere else on the board there's a serial port that I'm missing. That would be a surefire way to get shell access to it. At least it says there's a, serial port. Ooh. Pin. Well, let's see what the code for that looks like. That might be a good, network CFG? No. It's gonna be under... Obviously, yeah, network CFG, right? And then I guess it's this cat under config. Work pfg.php. That's just these two right here. Yeah, right? Here, we'll just do F4 and then sleep. Error performing ping. I mean, that's a good sign. It stuck it in there. Oh, it probably has to be like a PHP thingamabobber. Or a is it TTL? Network status? Exec.php. Oh yeah, that's a go under try ls. You just print it all out, right? Womp womp. Yeah, I'm thinking this might have to be like something that abuses that PHP exec ex. This right here. Like this etc script fparam IP. And it's calling it from exec ex. So let's try to find the PHP file responsible for doing those network tests. And then we can look at that and see if that's abusable. I don't know where that would be though. Yeah, let's see, error performing ping. Let's do that. No, nothing. Find in folder. API system connectivity tools.php. So this is probably the one that's actually running the ping, right? Frag match. Let's see, API trace route. We don't want trace route, we want API ping, right? Slash ping, blah, 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 blah. Oh, ping, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it can be found in Confluence, huh? Hey guys, the description for iperf3 tool call can be found in Confluence. Don't forget. Just check the internal Confluence. Ping's the specified host. Right, so this is what's going on. Exec ex ping, count timeout host. The host is probably what's being stuck in there. Okay, so how do I abuse PHP ex or exec ex? That's on this one. I don't know, mark the line. Mark the line. Whatever. Line 38. Here, let's see. I'm gonna copy this to our juice. Where is this thing? System connectivity tools. This guy. Copy path. So figure out. I mean, it looks like you should be able to just put whatever the hell you want in here, right? Because this is parameters to the ping command, this array. You get Q, C, which is the count value, W is timeout, and then that should be the rest of the command. That's right here. I mean, yeah, you could just throw whatever you want at the wall and see if it sticks. Oh, doing something. Try and. Yeah, I mean, that's still ran, so that's cool. I'll pipe it to LS. Or is it pipe to echo? Let's see. And let's do netcat. Is netcat even on here? Do we even have that as a binary? Let's check real quick. I don't think we do. Probably not. Netcat's never on a system. Oh, don't I have a list of all the binaries? Let's see. I thought I made those. No. No, I didn't. Let's see. We can do find. Let's see. And then, what is it? Exec file. Elf. Wowee. maybe not that verbose. I don't think we need that many. What's I doing? Looking for netcat. Let's see. Wait. Oh. Shit. That's okay. I don't. Oh, I have a space in there. I guess I'm just overcomplicating it. Oh, you're saying who am I? Who am I is a good one. I don't think it's actually gonna give us the right output through here. Maybe that's why I was trying to maybe set up a reverse shell or something else. And netcat's my go-to, and it's usually never on a system. DB message. Where's my GTFO bins? Okay. MS, no. Network. Okay. GTFO bins, my beloved. Let's see. Reverse shell. I should do bind shell. I like bind shells better. SoCat or socket? You think we got those? Those are usually pretty common. Ooh, what is that? Probably not the actual binary, right? No, it's a directory. Oof. Okay. Right. Oh, there we go. I won't get that. Nothing. Rip. I guess you probably do it with PHP, right? Execute external programs? No. Blah, 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 blah. What's the difference between exec and exec ex? Also, what version of PHP is this? There must be a native function in this PHP version, whatever it is, exec.ex. It's not requiring anything else. I did see there was actions. Guzzle. Hello, kitty. This right here, exec. But this isn't included, so, but it could be like part of the default PHP server or something. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with PHP, so exec.ex. Here we go. Here's our function, exec.ex. Okie dokie, Noldy Raf. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Build the command line. Okay, so array is arguments. Gotcha. Yep. And at the very end of that array is our argument. I'm gonna pick this through a little bit. Build shell args and args, so we may have to go look at this. Where's this at? Up here. Build shell args. Build command line arguments from the array. Blah 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 blah. All argument values are escaped via escape shell arg. Whatever the hell that is. String replace, places, the null delimiter, nothing. That's our value is scalar is null is integer. If it's not any of those, then it runs it through escape shell arg. Yep, that makes sense. So this is the path that our code would be taking. What is this though? Escape shell arg. Alright, let's see if we can find this under our PHP lib. Wow, they're using this a lot, it's even under the config DB. Because where's the fun in that, last resort? Oh, I don't know. AI has its uses, but I'm not a big fan. I like using my brain. Helps with learning. Also, I'm old and stubborn, so you could use that as an excuse. Rlib. So there's actually, I'm not seeing a definition of this in here, so maybe that's not escape shell arg. Maybe that's something that's built into PHP. Yeah, escape shell arg. Okay. Escape string can be used as a shell argument. Add single quotes around a string and quotes / escapes any existing single quotes, allowing you to pass a string directly to a shell function and having it be treated as a single safe argument. This function should be used to escape individual arguments to shell functions coming from user input. Okay. Yeah, I've messed a little bit with some locally ran LLMs to deal with some of that stuff, but I haven't really bothered setting up the software to like have an MCP server and like a UI or front end for me to just kind of spit this stuff at, because I want it to be locally ran. I don't want to, I'm not throwing this stuff into Claude because it's not my code, and I don't want that stuff to be kind of ingested as training data. I like the privacy aspect of running models locally. Also, I have the hardware for it, so, but I just haven't really gotten around to it, to be honest. Okay, so this is really just putting quotes around it. Single quotes around a string and quotes, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so so it's putting a quote around it. We go back to our system connectivity tools. All of these exec.ex, so we have to remember all these exec.ex calls are going to be passing each of these parameters through to put quotes around them. Let's look at just the ping command. Ping, 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 ping. I don't think there is. Okay. PHP. Couple examples of those. Here's a reverse shell example. That's just straight up PHP commands. Yeah, it seems like maybe there's, ooh, let's look at the other ones in here. There might be some other. I mean, most of them are going to be like this, right? X timeout args. Huh. Well, that's doing a lot of junk. Yeah, sure. Let's try it. Huh. I wonder if, because it may just be returning the non-result or something. Let's see, where was that at? Okay, so the result is this. Let's see how it's filtering it. Because it's doing matching to pull the data out and then returning this, right? That's making this stats array. And then it does a pregnant match. I don't know what a preg match is. Let's see. PHP preg match. Performs a regular expression match. Okay. Okay, so it's doing a regular expression match. Let's look at the regex that it's using. Holy crap, this is gnarly. Okay. So the first value is going to be the pattern. Second value is the subject. Okay. So first value is our pattern. This goes up to comma? Or is it? Holy shit. Right here, right? Yeah, so that's why we may be getting something, we're just not seeing it. So let's go ahead and get netcat. Let's see. We may need to have like something on our end to listen for the command come from this. What is the best way to do that? Girl. Here we go, HTTP server. This would receive the data. Let's try this. We'll just do some copy paste. Copy paste. Oh yeah, that's not gonna. Alright, so that should be running. And then we can just post, let's see, path input file, okay. Copy. Oh, is that working over port 80? It just, that's why it needed sudo probably. Just to double check. Okay, cool. It is listening right there. And then, what do we want to do? Make our curl command, right? That should be it. Double check. Curl post, and then it just goes to that. Cool. Can I test that locally? Let's try. Oh, nice. Okay, cool. That did work. Yeah, right. Use 1337. One through 37 is too overplayed. No. Okay, so we know that works. That's it. That's a good command. Alright, we come over here. We stick that up in here. Bloop. Start. And then did it do anything? Hello? That didn't do shit. Okay, but now we have something to test with, right? Try this. Nope. Oh, I didn't change the damn command. Right. Got him. Didn't do anything? Give us anything? 69, 69, 67. Port 6767. Nope. Nothing, 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 nothing. Okay. Oh. Oh, what is the actual PHP binary? Oh, there's supposed to be a bin in there, huh? What? Oh, I'm missing my freaking flag. My name. Holy crap. The doy. Binary dumper. What is the actual PHP binary though? Is it not? Oh, is it this PHP CGI? Yeah, let's see if it sleeps for a long time. Does not appear to like that. You think a pipe will work? I don't think we're really getting anything with this. Let's see. What's that actually doing? Can I use GoBuster for this? Replace the keyword fuzz in the URL headers of the request. I don't think that's quite the right tool for that. I mean, you can use the fuzz mode for it, but generate auto completion script with the specified shell. Oh, okay. Alright, I believe the answer is somewhere within here. Need to figure out more about how this is handling our command. Or we could just throw a fuzzer at it, or throw it into some AI or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, GoBuster is definitely not the right tool. Are there logs that we can look at? Let's see. Ooh, device info. How many logs? Yeah, I don't see anything for logs. Okay. Where's the maintenance or network? As network. Okay, let's do a quick pivot. I want to come through here and read this later, throw it through some tools, and do some more in-depth analysis on this PHP. But I want to see if there's a serial port. It was talking about there's a serial port somewhere. So I'm curious if it's here and I just missed it. So go ahead and get this open. Actually, I'm going to turn it off first. Oops. Throw my screwdriver everywhere. Okay, so apparently UART somewhere, or serial. Sorry, not UART, but serial. Somewhere on this board. Get out of here. And I think we could probably turn it on again. Oh, real quick. Let me inspect. Like I tested those two pins, or those pins I have connected right here, and those didn't seem to do anything. I have not tested these. These could still have UART on them or something, or some sort of serial. Little connection over here. So I guess that might be ideal. Great. Where's a good ground? That work? Might work. So this entire row over here, all ground, and this row isn't? Okay. Does that maintain when we turn it on? Will it turn on without the screen? Who knows? Okay, looks like it is responding to pings, so it must be up. That seems to be consistent. So those are all ground pins. And these are not. Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. These all seem pretty dead. There's nothing going on those pins, so this pin's got, looks like, something on it. These are all ground. Maybe there is a serial somewhere, and there's a couple test pads over here. Let's see if we can figure out what chip is what. Actually, real quick. I thought I had a photo of the pins. Here's the UART controller. I don't know if this is what I need. This may be just for controlling UART. Block diagram. Ooh, not sure which one is which. Page. Yeah, it could be any of these packages. So I'm not sure it's underneath this thing. But there are there's Cortex header. I think it's probably the only other thing that it would be, unless it's coming out over some of these tiny little probe points. Let's see. on target voltage. We have it on JTAG. Right? Cortex. Yes. I don't think it likes that. It didn't seem to boot up with the JTAG connected. It could be helpful. But really you're just trying to identify the TX and the RX pins. You could do it with multimeter. With the multimeter, you'd be looking for like 3 to 4 volts on one of the pins, and that's going to be your TX pin. And then the then you'll have like one that's floating low, like around 1 volt or so. And that's typically like your RX pin. That's for UART. And I checked these pins right here. 3 of them are ground, and the other one is just like pulled low. So I'm not sure what those are used for. I don't think it's UART. I would like to get this JTAG debugger working, but I've never actually gotten it working before, so... And I don't even know if the JTAG port is active on this thing. Maybe we could try it on the UART ports. Let's see. The blue and green. Let's come over here to, where is it? EX and RX. Green is ground. Just do TX for now. We set it to target voltage. And what do we need SWD? Okay. That should be fine. I haven't used this thing for UART before, but it's got basically all the stuff that you want. Yeah, I was thinking that those are probably deactivated, but I saw in the config that it's got serial port set up. So I don't know. We can dig through the boot, I think. Let's see what this does. Yeah, those two pins that were actually doing something. It's not picking up anything over serial. Happened a couple times. It is up, so no, you're not bothering me. Everybody's a noob at one point. I would consider myself a noob too. I know what I know. And so that's kind of why this is fun. You just poke at stuff and you learn things and hopefully get better at it. Definitely not seeing anything over UART. Yeah, still feel like our best route, since we're not getting anything over the pins, over UART, whatever, is like we were doing earlier, is trying to get some command injection through the web interface. Let's see, how long of time is it? Yeesh. 3 hours. Yeah, I think it might be time to pack up. I'll get some food. Feed my cats. Let's see. Oh. Put this back together really quick. It'd be nice to get a shell on it, so I'm gonna dig around through the firmware a little bit more and kind of study those PHP files, because I think that's going to be our key. I also think it might be kind of interesting to try the pre-init script or whatever it is. I'm curious. I wonder if say I make my own firmware file, it doesn't have anything and kind of just errors out early, or is like missing, you know, the main firmware files, but it'll still run that pre-init script. So like this thing. Where was it? Up to date. So it says the firmware update process goes like this. It remounts the boot partition in read-write mode, unpacks the firmware file contents in the working directory, checks the MD5 sum for every file. For the firmware platform, hardware platform from version are compatible with new firmware, and then it executes this. So I don't know if it'll probably, I don't know if we can get it to this step with like a botched firmware file or something, so that it doesn't actually like completely update the system, but we still get this bit to run our code. So that might be something that we can try, making like our own firmware file that's missing a little bit of it, so as to not fully update to a new version, but just enough to get to this stage of the update script where it runs the uptodate.pre file. That's gonna probably require a little bit of studying this file as well, figure out how this thing works. Unpacking update. This is where it's doing the uptodate.pre up-to-date plugins. Substituting files to interrupt. Wait. Are those just files? Not actually commands? What is run plugins? It's okay not to have any plugins. Don't forget, everybody, it's okay not to have any plugins. Yeah, see if I can do a backup from the SPI flash. Yeah, that would be wise, right? That goes in runs parts. Run parts. Is that defined anywhere? Might be this up-to-date functions, easy scripts. Product functions? No. It's somewhere. But anyway, I think I've dug around enough. Yeah, it's very commented. I appreciate that. It's also kind of fun to read through the comment stuff, or the like proprietary comments. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, y'all. I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'll probably pick it up if I get some time, Monday or Tuesday. I'll dig into it some more. But I also wanted to hop back into that other project with the calculator. I want to do some more of that reversing the PCB and schematic on that, because I'd like to finish that project. So I might be doing that on Monday or Tuesday. So if y'all are interested in that, feel free to hop in. I'll post updates in the Discord and on Blue Sky and all that other crap. You guys know how to find links in comments or whatever. So thanks for hanging out. If you enjoyed it, you know, pop a like, subscribe, all that, yeah, yada yada, good stuff. And I will catch you guys later. Bye.